Good afternoon, students. Today we will see about myocardial infarctions, a clinical part. As a part of syllabus, we have to go for a PT assessment and management of MI. So first we will revise what is clinical part of MI. So MI is defined as a disease or a condition which is caused by reduced blood supply to the coronary artery due to atherosclerosis and occlusion of an artery by embolus or thrombi. MI or a heart attack is an irreversible damage to the myocardial tissue caused by prolonged ischemia and hypoxia. So if you see the cross sections of the artery, there will be certain amount of clot will be there, blood clot, or there may be chances of cholesterol plaque which ultimately occlusing the blood supply beyond that and ultimately going for development of hypoxia over period of time and leads to development of coronary artery disease. Now depends on a different area involvement, we have a different type of infarcts. So basically we have classified in three broad category according to the anatomical reasons, according to the degree of thickness, and according to the age of the patients. So first of all we will see about according to the anatomy of regions of left ventricle involved. It will be classified in three different types like anterior, then posterior, then lateral, then septal, then circumferential, and combinations that will include about anterolateral, posterolateral, and anteroseptals. So these are the types of infarcts: anterior infarcts, posterior infarct, like that. Then according to the degree of the thickness of the ventricular wall as involved, that is called transmural, that is the full thickness of the myocardium, and laminar, that is a sub endocardial or the inner wall of the heart. And third category, according to the age of the infarcts, that will be considered as newly formed, fresh, or acute, or and first times, and advanced infarct will include about the old one, healed one, or repeatedly one, or organized one. Now, if you see the epidemiology of this, in industrial countries, MI account for 10 to 25% of all over the death. Incidence is higher in the elderly population and about 5% occur at the people under the age of 40 years. Males have a higher risk factor. Women during the reproductive period have a low risk. In 2006, studies revealed that prediction that India would account for 40 to 60% of cardiovascular diseases burden within the next 15 years. And over the last 30 years, the rate of disease increased from 2% to in rural population to 6%, and in urban population from 4% to 12%. That is increase in the almost double fold. Now if we see the etiology, what are the responsible factor for that? So most common one is tobacco smoking, hypertension, drug abuse, obesity, stress, alcohol consumption, aging, gender, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, hyperproteinemia, family history of the ischemic heart disease, hyperhomocysteemia, and chronic kidney diseases. These are the different kind of factors which are etiological factor which are responsible for development of myocardial ischemia in one individuals. Now if you see the pathogenesis, etiopathogenesis of MI, so it is have a different kind of mechanism and different roles of blood cells. So etiopathogenesis will include about number one is the mechanism of myocardial ischemia, number two will be the role of platelets, number three will be acute plaque rupture, and number four is non atherosclerotic causes, and number 5 will be transmural versus subendocardial infarcts. So if you see the pathophysiology, because of arteriosclerosis, gradual obstruction happen and ultimately is going for development of ischemia. Number 2, atrial spasm. Sudden reversible obstructions happen in the coronary artery and which is going for spasm, and for moment it going for ischemia. Number 3 will be atherosclerosis plus plaque split, that is because of over period of time development of erythematous plaque inside the coronary artery which slowly developing occlusion, and ultimately again it is going for development of ischemia. And last one is thrombus. So the development of thrombus, a clot, and which ultimately decreasing the narrowing of the lumen of coronary artery, then ultimately is going for development of ischemia. So this is how different kind of causes are responsible for producing ischemia, and if ischemia is go untreated, it's going for development of hypoxia, and reduced oxygen demand will develop angina, and thrombolysis will develop the unstable angina, and there will be permanent thrombus which will ultimately going for necrosis of certain part of the myocardium, and which is known as myocardial infarctions. This is how the complete cycle is happening from different causes. It's are developing ischemia if it is go untreated, or no lifestyle modifications or medication done, and it's going for development of hypoxia and ultimately MI. We will see about clinical manifestations. So most common clinical symptoms will be a chest pain, or we can say that is angina pectoris, and dyspnea, fatigue. Other symptoms include about increased sweating, weakness, nausea, vomiting, light headache, palpitation, anxiety, sleeplessness, hypertension or hypotension, and certain amount of arrhythmia. A chest pain is less common in women, and their more common symptoms are for women are weakness, fatigue, and dyspnea. Other complications will include about clinical manifestations are arrhythmias, cardiogenic shock, congestive heart failure, thromboembolism, rupture of valve, cardiac aneurysm, pericarditis. So these are the different symptoms which are responsible for or indicating about a clinical scenario of myocardial ischemia, then ultimately going for myocardial infarctions. So whenever this kind of symptoms are noted in the patient, that has to be taken care, and we have to look for a certain amount of features. Now in case of this feature is also help in the diagnostic as well, and there is a certain amount of differential diagnosis with the same amount of chest pain with, that is hyperacidity, but that time there will be no radiations in the jaw or the left arm. That is the most common misdiagnosed goes, and considering MI as antacid hyperacidity, then it is go undiagnosed, and alarm reviewing alarm is getting missed, and ultimately we are going for development of, rather than ischemia, directly going for development of infarction. So that has to be taken care when you have a such amount of symptoms, and that has to be ruled out.